Like, we all have watched Sherlock Holmes or different versions bane itne over the period of time. Which one have you enjoyed? There was Robert Downey Jr.'s, there was Benedict Cumberbatch, Christopher Lee ka tha 90s
The original one,
Yeah.
Jeremy Brett ka.
Right. You like Sherlock Holmes
I like all detective series. I'm
you
fine
like?
with. I do also. I think everybody
does.
likes detective series.
You said you do one at a time. Is there a preference on what you would, like it's Black Friday is so different from Railwaymen. Shekhar Home is so different. Would you like to spread your work and be like, okay, let's do one masala comedy, let's do one serious role? Can an actor spread it like that?
No, actually, I don't really necessarily consider the genre first.
Okay.
I don't do that. First, the attachment to what is there as a text. If I read it and I feel myself attached to it, it's like love, which is not you cannot define. So you just feel. I just want to feel. This is something that I'm really in love with. I think I should do this.
Do you want to tell the audience what is happening? Like, all 6 episodes are different stories. Is it one story?
All different episodes are different stories, different genres of stories.
Okay.
Ranveer is fantastic. Rasika is fantastic.
Right, yeah.
Kirti is fantastic. There are 2 Bengali actors like Kaushik Sen. He's tremendous.
He's amazing.
Rudranil, he's tremendous.
Okay, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
ये नाम सुन के Shekhar Home, whoever thought of this name, it's a genius name that everybody would know कि ये क्या आने वाला है, what to expect. What was your initial brief one-liner given to you कि क्या बना रहे हैं?
Actually, I directly read the script.
Okay, you directly read the script.
And Shekhar Home, of course, it was inspired by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's works. But and Home also is a bona fide surname in Calcutta. So in Bengal. So all that put together, the moment I started reading the thing, I realized that we are in a space which is something that is going to be a pleasure working in.
Right.
Because it's also going to be being detective and all that stuff. It's not hardcore intense stuff. There's a little and plus it's set in the 1990s.
Right, 90s.
That also kind of gives you a different charm. There are no electronic devices. So detection becomes that more physical in nature.
Right.
So that's much more to do. It becomes interesting and areas like it's a fictitious town called Lonepur. But exploring those kind of areas within India, which time has not moved.
Right.
Is all a different charm.
Right. Like, we all have watched Sherlock Holmes or different versions bane itne over the period of time. Which one have you enjoyed? There was Robert Downey Jr.'s, there was Benedict Cumberbatch, Christopher Lee ka tha 90s.
The original one, Jeremy Brett ka.
Right. You like Sherlock Holmes?
I like all detective series. I'm fine with. I do also. I think everybody
does.
likes detective series. But here I was very clear that I'm playing Shekhar and nobody has played Shekhar yet.
Yeah, right.
So it's only me. So I'm playing that man called Shekhar. And also the whole script kind of had this little Malgudi Days feel. The गांव है, वो है, वहाँ के लोग हैं. So वो बड़ा, I just felt very attracted to it.
A lot of people would like to know what is your process. Like, do you jump into it completely? You become that person at home also, you take it home, or because you're doing also nowadays all actors are doing multiple things at a time. Does that confuse you?
Not really. Of course, I do one film at a time.
You do one at a time.
So, but you have to derive that person from within you. That's a process. That's the process I follow. Anything that you do externally might seem like fake acting.
Right.
So you try your best to try it from as an internal process. And I believe that every human being has every other human being within
inside,
him. It's a human being has the entire spectrum from the evilest, if there's a word, to the bestest or the goodest. So if there are words like that. So that's the spectrum. It's just in social life you kind of reduce that spectrum to a certain frequency, certain frequencies you use so that it's the decorum is maintained. Otherwise everybody is capable of the extreme evil and extreme good. So therein lies the entire human being, all the human beings in the world. So all you need to do is that you need to explore that person from within that spectrum. And the actor has the facility in a profession which is, we are lucky. We can explore those things and yet get an applause for it.
Yeah.
So, it's like you're playing something which is completely non-sociable, yet you're getting an applause for it.
Yeah,
So you are in a very good zone as an actor. So you get to explore various aspects of a human being. That's about it. So it doesn't mean that you kind of put it out there socially as well.
Right.
So as you said, do I take it home? No, I don't, because that's the job I need to do.
But when you're doing something like this is fun. Like in Railwaymen, it was not fun. I mean, so that guy is suffering. He has a mask and all that. How does one disconnect and not take it home and not think about it?
Because the only way to do it is to identify the time that you're supposed to be that person. Suppose you identify that time, then you can do everything within that. But if your time is elongated to your home as well, the duration, then you're taking it home. So it's up to the human being as to how much he wants to be in that zone. So I try and be in that zone just before action, and immediately after cut, I'm gone.
Right.
So I try to keep myself within that, succinct and coherent within that.
Right.
Only thing is that, yes, of course, within that action and cut, if I'm playing a very evil person, don't mess with me. Because, within that action
within
and
that action. Right. Every actor has a very different process. When it's based on someone, they go and watch 10 other things about it. If it's based on a real person, some would like to meet that person, some would not like to meet that person. Script is the ultimate thing. That what is your process? If it's in this zone, would you go and watch some detective series and
exactly the opposite? I wouldn't do that. Because of this, I won't.
Okay.
Otherwise for entertainment and all that stuff. But if I'm working on a script, for me that script is the sanctum sanctorum of everything. For me, there's nothing else. Because that is something that is going to be new for me.
Right.
So I'm going to explore within that parameter of that script. Whatever is there, that is the truth for me. So I'll have to explore within that.
Right.
Only then will I be able to do justice to that script. That's my job.
Okay.
So to do justice, to explore the depth and height of what I'm given is my job.
Okay.
So to give it a form in short. So if I'm given a square, I make it into a cube. I won't make it into an amoebic structure. So if I'm given a triangle, I make it into a pyramid.
Right.
That kind of. So it's that I'm being given the parameters. So I kind of explore and make a form, which is the actor's job. And as much as possible, I try and do it from within. So it's better.
Right.
Internalized process. Otherwise, what happens that in the end, you kind of do a lot of, I call it shopping outside, and then end up with some few things which are very borrowed, which a seasoned actor can see, acha, ye to borrowed hai. But when it comes from within, the same act might seem having a different spark.
True.
So that's how it is. So I think one needs to understand that it's a slightly different process.
Right. You're a seasoned actor yourself. So do you, now that you know all these things, can you enjoy, like I watch everything as a fan. I don't know the process. I don't know how you do what you do. Can you enjoy everything, or are you always looking at the acting things? How do you switch that off?
No, उतना compartmentalized तो होता नहीं.
होता है.
I mean, you're a human being, so obviously that much of compartment. Little overspill happens when I'm watching something. Obviously, I just might notice, because I'm an actor, I might notice something that is great or something that is flawed. But I keep myself restricted to that, because I know at that point in time I'm playing the person called the audience as an actor. So I have to. So as a human being, when you're watching something, you're watching it for what it is.
Right.
Yes, but suppose you're supposed to judge it as a judge, then it's a different thing altogether. So I try my best not to do that. But yeah, something extremely flawed, obviously you will get bored, and extremely great, you will get hooked on. So these things are there, but the standard becomes different because you're an actor.
Right. You said you do one at a time. Is there a preference on what you would, like, it's Black Friday is so different from Railwaymen. Shekhar Home is so different. Would you like to spread your work and be like, okay, let's do one masala comedy, let's do one serious role? Can an actor spread it like that?
No, actually, I don't really necessarily consider the genre first.
Okay.
I don't do that. For me, it's first the attachment to what is there as a text. If I read it and I feel myself attached to it, it's like love, which you cannot define. So you just feel, I just want to feel, this is something that I'm really in love with. I think I should do this. That's it. That's my first call. Once that is done, then I know कि मन की बात हो रही है, you know. So then the moment that happens, then the other things come in, the finances, this, that, everything else comes. But for me, that is the first step. So I need to know that I'm quite attached. I feel attached myself, you know, kind of to this project or whatever it is, the story. And I would like to be a part of it. That's what that's my first instinct should be.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, then whatever it is, then it's a different game altogether.
Sure. So you know, so you get impressed by the story first and what's written. If you know, and then being on a set and director, making it is another ball game.
Absolutely.
So once you've thought कि ये ऐसा हो रहा है, does it happen that you know when you go on a set or when you talk to a director, you realize that you were on a completely different trip and the director was a completely different.
It happens.
होता है?
Because what happens is that I won't take examples because I can offend them. But it has happened that my second step normally is to meet the director after reading the script and the writer, and then gauge as to where are they going to take it. So I have not fallen often into this kind of a problem, but I have. In spite of my better judgment, it has so happened that in spite of speaking to the directors, I felt that okay, fine, the wavelength is good, and you know this is going to be great. And the first 3 days you realize, oh no, something is happening there because वहाँ पे director की acting चल रही थी. जब बात कर रहे थे, तो that acting I didn't catch. So अभी यहाँ पे वो पोल खुल गया. So वो सारी चीजें होती हैं. So I just feel that. Then once it's done, I'm a professional, so I will complete the job.
Correct.
And do it the best I can.
You can do.
Give it my best and see and go away. That's it. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. So yeah, you know, that was going to be my next question. There are again two scenarios. Once you're on a set, sometimes the things are all great. What is it like then? And sometimes things are not going your way. Then what do? You of course you said you're a professional and you'll complete your job. Is there a way by conversations with the directors, producers, and all to set? Have you tried to set things right?
Yeah. That's often the case. Obviously, you do it.
Okay.
But sometimes. The caliber might not be there to actually do the change.
Correct, that's true.
Then I don't intend to take over the director's mantle.
That you can't.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
So as an actor, whatever I can contribute beyond my domain as well, I'll try my best. I mean, as a professional, as I said, so I'll have to contribute whatever I can within the given situation.
Right.
And then see what happens to it.
Okay. You know, पहले जब आप movies करते थे, movies का duration like you know छोटा भी होता था, बड़ा भी होता था, but एक restricted था इसमें डालना है कितना आप लोग shoot करते थे जो आता ही नहीं था, like you know we will still never see it. Today you think because there are 6 episodes and 8 episodes and seasons and all, you all are happy with the liberty that you all have of time.
मैंने actually इसको अलग माध्यम मानता हूँ.
Okay.
ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं मानता हूँ कि ये अलग फॉर्मेट है. जिस तरह से सिनेमा एक अलग फॉर्मेट. तो हर माध्यम की अपनी खूबसूरती होती है ना. तो उस माध्यम में क्या होता है कि हम लोग we are just about 2.5 hours for a film. So you have to be good in terms of telling the story within that time frame. Now in an elongated form also it's a challenge because you ought to know where to drop the episode and where to begin. The next episode. So these are all, kind of it requires a lot of creative inputs and you need to know how to edit. You need to know, and plus also there is a lot of juicing out of characters, juicing out of the storyline, different tracks.
Right.
So all that is elongated.
Right.
For an actor, it's great pleasure.
Right.
But for the maker, they have, it's quite a creative process.
It is quite a creative
process. I find it fascinating, both of them.
Right. I find it fascinating. Like, even direction is such a job. Like, you continue to be one of my favorite actors. So I've watched everything that you have done. And I keep going back to your old movies also. If a director is listening to this, what would you like to tell them? What kind of work would you like to do? Is there something that people have not explored of KK?
I actually don't know because I have not explored myself completely.
Okay.
And I would rather that... See, I believe that good directors have a sharper eye and sharper feel of an actor. An actor is almost like what Shakespeare said, that the eye cannot see... the eye cannot eye cannot see itself but by reflection. You know, so you cannot see your own eyes. So the actor really is out there to be explored.
Right,
you know, so the moment the director has a feel कि नहीं यार मेरे ख्याल से ये चीज मैंने उससे करवाई नहीं है. So they are better judges on that.
Okay.
I would not know. I would sometimes, you know, even as a human being, when you say I want to do this, you don't know whether it's actually you have possess the potential or it's just a desire.
Right.
So it's better to not you know, get into that phase.
Right.
So for me, like for example, this thing that I'm doing in Shekhar Home is again, as I said, the Malgudi setup kind of a thing, which I've not done before.
Right, you've not done before.
And also, the script didn't have the quirks. The script didn't have the eccentricity. Didn't have anything. But it had the story.
Right.
Now, for me, I just felt there is an open space here
Right.
where I can dribble.
Right.
You know.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, and that kind of excited me. Ki let's try and bring in not an external quirk,
Okay.
not a marketed quirk, not a shop, but try and see if it happens from within.
Okay.
So there are things that happened here which are not scripted.
Right.
You know.
Right. So, so you know, over here, do you want to tell the audience what is happening? Like, all 6 episodes are different stories. Is it one story?
All the different episodes are different stories, different genres of stories.
Okay.
Because there are different mysteries.
Okay.
It's an all-out entertainer in that sense. Yet, of course, it's intelligent. And you have a bunch of actors who are pretty good. And I mean, everybody is so fantastic. Ranveer is fantastic. Rasika is fantastic.
Right, yeah.
Kirti is fantastic. You know, there are 2 Bengali actors like Kaushik Sen. He's tremendous. Rudranil, he's tremendous. So there are a bunch of actors who, you know, who kind of are there. And it's just about 6 episodes. And 6 episodes, you'll find that there's and towards the end, you'll know that the entire thing is quite a sumptuous meal that you've had, you know, things like that. And I've enjoyed working, and my camaraderie with all the actors, including, I mean, mainly with Ranveer, because we have got a lot of no joke together. It is great fun.
Right.
Jugalbandi happened, and we've improvised a lot. You know, director said, "Bas karo yaar improvisation." So humne, you know, because that moment happened.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they took most of our suggestions and all that stuff. But the best part is that it was not very intellectual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't seem like, oh, now I'm doing Arthur Conan Doyle's work, so let me just speak in Oxonian English. You know, that
It's
thing,
not. Yeah, it's not.
all that stuff is not there.
Okay.
It's just
Indianized.
Indianized, 1990s, sleepy town, lazy town.
Right.
You know.
Right. So, you know, when stories like that are Indianized, what is the one observation that you have seen?
Difficult to Indianize, because what happens is normally people, it's a difficult job to Indianize, because the ethos here is completely different. You know,
That's true. It's not.
It's very different. The tight upper lip, the certain snob value, all that stuff is different. That's the normal culture on those times.
Right.
That is not something that I mean. So when he wrote his stories, he based it for those times.
Those times.
Here, like somebody was asking me, how is it? How is it difficult? I said it helps to be Indian.
Yeah.
To Indianize it.
In many ways.
Yeah, all of us are Indian, so yeah, it did help. You know?
Right. So if you know, if when the poster came, when the name came, everybody, obviously there were immediately comparisons to Sherlock Holmes. If I was to ask you, tell me what is different and what is same. क्या same रखा है, क्या अलग है?
मुझे इतना मालूम है कि शेखर अब तक ना तो कम्बरबैक ने प्ले किया है,
हाँ.
ना जमी ब्रेट ने प्ले किया है, ना किसी ने प्ले किया. शेखर मैं प्ले कर रहा हूँ. So that is what is unique
Right.
about this.
Right.
तो बस वही है.
That is unique. Right.